My name's Rick Sayer. I started here in 1987.
My name is Anna Lacasse Jordan, and I started in June of 1997.
For me, technology was a means to creating magic, and anything that felt like that was something that I was interested in.
I basically grew up in Uruguay, and we used to have a half an hour special that was cartoons, and I watched it all the time. Then I kind of grew up, and I thought I have to get a real job.
I had a lot of different interests. Making short films, blowing things up. I set my bedroom carpet on fire a number of times.
I tried a bunch of little things, chemical engineering, I tried chemistry, I tried nuclear physics for a little while, and then I heard about computer graphics, and that's great.
I'm Guido Quaroni. I started at Pixar in January 97. I was hired as a generalist at TD, did modeling, rigging, shading. I was born and grew up in Italy. Pretty much it was like any other, teenager guy. Actually, I was big in breakdancing. And I didn't even know what a computer really was, and I didn't really know writing a program, software, what that meant. I had no really idea.
My name is Mike Krumhoffner, and I got hired Pixar in 1996, and I started working on Toy Story 2 as a digital sculptor. I remember the exact moment what I knew what I wanted to do with my life. That was opening night of Jurassic Park. And the first time you see the T-Rex break out of its pen and you see it plant its foot, full frame, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. I quit my job 2 weeks later, and I sold everything that I owned so that I could buy the computer and the software. And back then, the computer and software was just ridiculous, it was expensive. And the only way that I could really afford it was I had to move back home with my parents.
There was a computer introduced called Next with graphic capability beyond anything seen before. And it was an expensive computer, and I had to decide between a car and a computer. I choose this, and I'm so happy I did.
My name is Bill Reeves.
My name is Lisa Forsell.
I started at Pixar, started with the group who formed Pixar in September of 1980.
I started at Pixar in January of 1995.
I brought my standard mathematical tables book. It's filled with sines and cosines, log tables, numerical tables like square roots and cube roots, Fourier transforms, Laplace, differential equations, all sorts of calculus, all sorts of stuff.
Honestly, my advice to a young person is high school math. College was great and all, and I learned a lot, but what I used day to day in the first several years of my career was high school algebra, high school geometry.
I always go back to this every once in a while.
This equation, A dot B equals the absolute value of A times the absolute value of B times cosine theta, is incredibly valuable if you're trying to figure out how light, in a mathematical way, if you're trying to figure out how light bounces around in a scene. Stuff like this you learn when you're in 9th, 10th, 11th grade, and it's incredibly useful.
In Toy Story 2, I worked on the roundup props. Actually, that was the first time I started doing shading. Now I'm a shading technical director. So this is my little tool. I didn't bring any high-tech computer or anything like that. It's just a magnifying glass, and it's the basis of what shading is all about.
And shading is the response of a surface to light. So that's black, and so is that, and so is that. They're all the same color, but they all look different. The specular highlight that you get here and this very elaborate way that the light falls over here on this velvet because of the little fibers sticking up, that's shading.
I don't know if there's a correct English word for it, is perseverance. It's the idea that despite, whatever happened in life, stay on target, continue to follow the passion.
You don't want to get out of school and have a job. You want to get out and have a career. You have to find something that you love to do in life.
Look around you and see what really makes you excited. Explore that.